You know, sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away. It sounds kind of backward, right? But today, we're going to explore this really powerful, often misunderstood idea. We'll dive into 3 simple fables that show how letting go can actually be the ultimate act of self-respect.
So, let me ask you something, and be honest with yourself. Are you knocking on a door that you know deep down will never, ever open? We've all been there, right? It could be a job, a friendship, some situation where we're just pouring all our energy in, hoping for a change that just isn't coming. And really, that's the core idea we're getting into today. It's so easy to think that walking away means giving up, that it's a sign of weakness. But what if it's the exact opposite? What if it's actually an act of immense power? A way of saying, my peace, my dignity, that matters more. It's about protecting yourself when a situation just doesn't serve you anymore.
Okay, so let's dive into our first story. It's about a rooster named Nislo, and wow, is it a powerful lesson in what happens when your best efforts just go completely unnoticed, or worse, unvalued. So picture this. Every single morning, like clockwork, Nislo does his job. He wakes up the entire farm, he's their protector, their living alarm clock. And what does he get in return? Insults, harsh words. People were literally throwing stones at him. I mean, talk about a mismatched exchange, right? He's giving his all and getting nothing but grief back. Well, after putting up with this day in and day out, Nislo finally has this moment of incredible clarity. He realizes, wait a minute, trying to prove my worth to people who are determined not to see it, that's just foolish. He figures out that the answer isn't to try harder or crow louder. The most powerful thing he can do is to just leave, with his self-respect still in one piece.
And you won't believe what happens next. The consequences are immediate, and they are disastrous for the farm. That very night, the first night Nislo is gone, thieves hit the place. They knew the routine, and they used the silence to their advantage, stealing all the animals. It's just such a stark reminder, isn't it? That sometimes people only truly understand your value once you're gone. So this story really brings us to our first big idea, what we can call silent forgiveness. And look, this isn't about letting people off the hook or pretending what they did was okay, not at all. It's a decision you make entirely for you. It's about deciding, I'm done wasting my energy on this closed door. It's about choosing to move forward for your own peace of mind.
All right, let's move on to our second fable, which really builds on this idea perfectly. This one is the story of Amara the turtle, and it's all about the heavy burdens we sometimes end up carrying for other people.
Okay, so meet Amara. He's this incredibly kind, strong turtle, and every single day he carries his so-called friend, Tico the frog, across this dangerous river. Now what about Tico? Well, he's the complete opposite. He complains the whole way, he's restless, and he never, not once, says thank you. To Tico, Amara's kindness isn't the gift, it's just something he's owed, an obligation. But then, something changes. A drought hits, and suddenly, a path of stones appears in the river. And the very moment, the second Tico doesn't need Amara anymore, he just jumps off his back and leaves. Not a word, not a look back. And just like that, the true, selfish nature of their friendship is totally exposed. Now, what's really interesting is the advice Amara gets from a wise old heron, and it's a total revelation. The heron tells him, not every burden is meant to be carried, and not everyone deserves to stay beside you. Think about that. We have the power to choose what we carry and who we carry it for. And here's the crucial part. Amara's big realization isn't really about forgiving Tico. It's about forgiving himself for carrying that weight for so long. It's about freeing himself. He lets go of all that resentment, and by doing that, he's finally able to live with what the story calls a light heart. What a great way to put it. Okay, on to our third and final fable. This one's about a cat named Nico, and it really hits on something we can all relate to, that painful, frustrating act of waiting for something that's just never going to happen. Just try to picture this every single day. This poor, starving cat named Nico just waits. He sits faithfully by an empty bowl outside this luxurious house. He's not meowing or causing a scene. He's just hoping for one tiny act of kindness from the person inside who sees him every day through the window, but never, ever opens the door. Then another cat comes along and offers some advice that is just piercing. It completely reframes Nico's entire life. The cat tells him, you were not born just to wait. You were born to go find your own happiness. Wow, that just hits you, right? His purpose isn't to wait for someone else to be kind. It's to go out and create his own joy.
And that's it. That's all it takes. With that one piece of advice, Nico makes this quiet, calm decision. There's no big drama, no anger. He just looks at that closed door one last time, and he walks away. He chooses himself. He chooses to stop wasting his one precious life, waiting for a door that was never going to open.
So, we've got the rooster, the turtle, and the cat. What do all these stories really teach us? Let's pull it all together now and look at a simple, clear framework for how we can embrace this art of letting go in our own lives.
Okay, so it really boils down to 3 simple, powerful steps. First, be like Nislo. Know your own value, period. It doesn't matter if other people recognize it or not. Your worth is not up for debate. Second, be like Amara. You've got to put down the burdens that aren't yours to carry. Your strength is a precious resource. Don't give it to everyone. And finally, number 3, be like Nico. Stop waiting at closed doors. Your destiny, your happiness, it's out there, on your own path, not behind someone else's door.
You know, when it comes right down to it, this is the central truth. The person who learns how to quietly free themselves from a bad situation, they never truly lose. When you walk away from something that drains you, or disrespects you, or holds you back, you're not losing. No way. You're winning. You're winning back your peace, your energy, and your own future.
So I'm going to leave you with one final thought to mull over. After hearing these stories, what weight are you carrying right now? What burden? What closed door are you waiting at? What will you choose to set down starting today?